Hi guys, Mrs. Jones here. I'm sorry I can't be there with you today online, face to face, in real time, but my school decided to have a PD day, professional development, that I can't get out of. So I'm going to give you some extra videos today, and I just wanted to say hi, and I hope you guys are doing well, and let's get started. It's going to be a little bit of a twist, so if you get motion sickness, close your eyes. Here we go. Woo! There we go. Yay, sorry I have to do that. Someday I'll get better at this whole new technology setup that I have. Okay, this may look super difficult and time consuming, and it is a little time consuming, but it's a super fun art project that you can really do for any season. If you look on my YouTube channel, Music Kelly Jones Art, and you go all the way down, there's another one that I've done that's like orange and green and purple and more like spooky colors. But this one I chose because of Veterans Day coming up. I'm assuming you guys did a Veterans Day program, or you're going to at some point, but this Saturday, November 11th, is to celebrate our veterans, and so I did red, white, and blue. You did not have to do the stars. It was just an experiment that I liked. So I'm going to show you how to do this. It's called different things. Some people call it like a worm, 3D worms or something like that, because they kind of look like worms. They also kind of look like tornadoes. But anyway, I am going to show you how to do this, and then you don't feel like you have to hurry and get this done like right now. Okay, this can take some time. It can be something you just work on when you're bored, or if you finish early with another art project or something like that. So, um, so here we go. Okay. All right. Step one. You can't really see it right now, but I started this whole thing out with one kind of squiggly line. Okay. So here's step one. Just make a squiggly line. That's it. There's step one. Okay. Now step two. I want you to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like 7 or 8 dots somewhere along this line. Some can be closer together, some can be farther apart. Okay, this is going to be how wide the worms or tornadoes are. Okay, so I'll put one here, one kind of close, one far away, maybe one here, maybe one really far away. Another one, let's see, how many is that? 6, so I'll put one more right here. Okay, so they look cooler if you spread them out, so some of them are closer together and some are farther apart. Because the ones that are closer together are going to make a skinnier optical illusion, and the others that are farther apart are going to make it bigger, Okay, here's the next step. So you're going to, let's pretend there's one off the paper over here too, so that it'll make more sense. So we're going to connect these dots with a little bit of a curve, like that, okay? So just a little bit of a curve, almost like you're counting on a number line in math class. You guys have done that before, I'm assuming. Okay, and you're just going to keep going up like that. All the way out the best that you can. And some of these are going to get wider as you go, which is kind of cool, and some will get skinnier. But essentially, you're just kind of filling in the spaces between the figures on the left and the right of each other. And like I said, you can make them skinnier or wider, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, okay? But you're going to do the same thing on this side when you're done with that side. It kind of looks like a spider or something. But anyway, if it's not making sense, just keep watching. Maybe it'll kind of click after I show you what it looks like. I think I want this one to go skinnier since it's going a little, it seems like it's going skinnier. So I'm going to, instead of going all the way to here, I'm going to go up a little bit. don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but instead of going all the way down to the bottom, I'm going to attach it to like the previous U-shape arch. So look at this one's kind of turning just because of the way that I'm doing it. So if I wanted to just do this one first and go all the way to the top and get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and it kind of looks like that. Then this one, maybe I just want to be like, stay about the same size the whole time. So I'm going to just keep that one about the same size. You're just layering on them on top of each other, these arcs, like you're making a stack of pancakes or something. So now there's all this extra space for me to fill. So this one's going to get bigger. So I'm just going to start my arc over here, attaching it to this, and go all the way over. So now it looks bigger. So how this translates is like this one disappeared and this one took over. So that's essentially what we're doing right now. We're just making the shapes. And don't worry about the other the other shading part yet. Almost feel like I've made the sections too wide on this one. It's like this one looks too wide compared to the other sections. So maybe, oops, I lost my good eraser. Man, I didn't start this video out very well. I didn't even tell you what you needed. You just need pencils today. Oh, that one looks bad. I need my good eraser. Where'd it go? One of those big pink erasers, the classic chunky erasers. That's what we need for this. Shoot, I'll just have to do that one really dark. So I'm gonna finish doing this. Maybe I'll make this one go. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna show you what else you could do in a different situation. That was too big. What am I doing with myself here? So if you kind of start angling them a little bit in another direction, you can do that. Okay, so like pretend this one disappears. So now there's an opportunity for another one, say that came from over here to go down here. If this video doesn't make too much sense to you, you can try looking at the other video on my channel. That seems like it makes more sense probably. But for now, we're just gonna keep doing this and we'll see how it works. You can always slow this down, pause it, rewatch it, whatever you need to do. Ooh, what if this one's like curving into itself? What? What's this one gonna do then? Go over here? Or maybe it'll all stay one color. That's gonna be complicated. We'll figure it out when we get there. It's fine, it's art. We can do what we want. Okay, now you flip it over and you do the same thing on this side. So it's this worm or tunnel or twister continued all the way across the paper. Okay? Oh, might take you a little while. Put some music on if you want to. This one's curving. I don't know why. It just happens to be the way that I'm angling it. Yours is probably going to look totally different than mine, and that is okay. That's what makes them fun. Oh, that guy just disappeared. Okay. I want this guy to run into the one on its right. like they're all going the same direction. A wormhole. Ah, get it. Maybe you don't. It's fine. Ooh, that one's looking spunky and fun. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I know I want to have a couple that are wider so I can try this star thing again, or like this one looks really cool because it's wide. And all of these are about the same size right now. So I need to decide. I'm thinking I want this one to be wide. So I'm going to start here. Make this one kind of a skinnier one. And these can totally go off the page, by the way. It's up to you, however you want to do it. This little baby one right here. Kind of look like caterpillars, too. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, is it Ants? No, A Bug's Life? Maybe that's what the one it is. Where it's got this really big caterpillar. I forget what his name is. But he sounds like the pig off of Sing. And he says, I'm going to turn into a beautiful butterfly. And he's like so excited to turn into a butterfly. And he's this chunky caterpillar, but then eventually he turns, he gets wings, but they're like tiny little wings. Kind of like the wings on the Mighty Jolo and Coco. They're kind of like little and disproportionate. You know what? Bees have wings that are disproportionate to their big old bodies, and they're still able to fly, so it's awesome. Okay, here we go. Here's my crazy worm world or twister world, whatever it is. So now we're going to talk about shading and colors, okay? There's two parts that make this look 3D, and one is that towards the part where two worms or twisters or whatever you want to call them meet together, it's darker. You shade it darker a little bit. See how this blue right here is like really dark, and then it's like you press really hard with the color pencil and then you lighten up a little bit, and then it's white here. That gives you the illusion that it's going down into, you know, a crease or a fold because it's darker there. And then out here, it gives it the illusion that it's kind of shiny or smooth. Like if you think about an earthworm, if you've ever been fishing, how they're kind of like smooth and shiny looking. It gives that effect if you leave a total white space down the middle, okay? And even if you're going to do stars, you want to leave it kind of white down the middle so it looks shiny. So that's step one to making it look really cool and three-dimensional, like an optical illusion. The other cool thing is if you alternate colors. Now you can alternate a bunch of colors if you want. We could do a whole rainbow, but I found it usually works better if you do like a light and a dark color, or maybe you could do up to 3. That looks all right. But even this one by itself, that's mostly just red, it still looks okay. But I would at least pick 2 colors per each worm to make them look better. I just think they look better. But it's up to you. It's your art project, okay? So you can experiment all you want. For this project, since I'm choosing to do it to celebrate Veterans Day, I'm going to use reds and blues and white. Red, white, and blue. So, but you can use, again, whatever color you want. So I'm going to get a couple different reds and blues that I want to use out of my colored pencils. Is that blue or purple? Let me double check. Oh, it's blue. Okay. You could also do this with other things like oil pastels, watercolors, but I think it turns out really good with colored pencils. So that's what I'm going to do. I wouldn't use markers because markers are really hard to lighten up, whereas you can press hard with a colored pencil and then lighten up, and an oil pastel and a crayon. Crayons would work. But markers, it's harder to do that. Oops, sorry. Spam phone call happening. All right. If I sit here and do this entire video, it's going to be super long. So I'm going to try not to bore you too much with that. But let's going to do blue first, okay? Ooh, pencil sharpener. Make sure you got a pencil sharpener near you. Okay, so let me show you how I'm going to do this. Towards the sides, I'm going to color it really dark. Okay? And then I'm going to go in and do it a little bit lighter until it disappears, okay? And I want it to be gradual. So what I'm going to do, since this is like a lot of the same and this is a little bit of dark, I'm going to go back over it and make it fade more gradually. It's called a gradient. Or some of you guys might have heard it as like an ombre, okay? Oh, there you go. So I'm going to skip one, and then I'm going to do the next one this color again. And try to leave about the same amount of white space if you can. I'm going to turn it a little bit. You can do this any color you want. You don't have to do it red, white, and blue like I'm doing. I've seen some cool ones that are just pencil, just straight pencil, nothing else. Just a regular graphite pencil, number 2 pencil that you guys use at school. And if you think you're going to get confused about which one to color, then go ahead and just go through and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this one, this one, this one. And I won't lose myself and color the wrong one. Ooh, it's getting so tiny. So that looks pretty good. If you want to, you can even go in with like a tissue, like a Kleenex tissue or something, and or toilet paper or paper towel, or if you happen to have a blending stick, you can go in and kind of blend these dark to light colors better together so it looks better, but you don't have to. I like how it kind of, the light curves a little bit. Did you guys get any snow? If you did, you should comment on this video and let me know. Originally, our forecast said we were going to have 2 to 7 inches at my house, which, because we live above 6,000 feet. But we ended up just getting like less than an inch, and it all melted. So sad. We were all pumped and ready to have a virtual snow day at home, like you guys have on your Fridays once in a while. But we didn't get very much. I was kind of glad it cooled down though, because my classroom in Trinidad gets really hot because we're cooking all the time. And we're blessed that our heater works really well, but so I don't even turn it on because we get so hot. So the other day we were making cinnamon rolls all day, and our ovens were just so hot, and the heater had been turned on, so we turned it off. But we ended up going outside for class because after my cooking classes, it was just way too hot. Way, way, way too hot. Now, if I had a better eraser, I'd go back in and clean this up so that my line looked like more, it made more sense. But I don't have one right now. So, oh, excuse my pencil sharpener noise. Okay, now I'm going to go back in and do a light blue version. Try to match the same level of darkness and shading so that it kind of looks like they're all about the same heaviness. So on this one, I'm choosing to do just 2 different colors of blue. But on the one next to it that's wider, that's the one I would like to try and do some stars on. So I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second after I finish this first one. Because sometimes stars are hard to draw. A lot of the times if you're doing a flag or patriotic art for America or Veterans Day, do you guys find it hard to draw stars to make them look just like the flag? I sometimes do. So I'll show you some tips on how to do that, at least how I do it. And hopefully that will help the next time you draw stars for a flag. Do you guys still do a Veterans Day program out there in Des Moines? I hope you do. You guys always did such a good one when I was there with music and the table skit that you guys used to do for the, what's it called? The table for the missing soldier. We did that in Maxwell too, and I can't remember the name of it, that book. But it sure is cool. You guys used to do the slideshows and all kinds of cool stuff. I'm so glad that you guys are, the schools do that nowadays. In Maxwell, I taught sewing classes too with life skills. So we sewed enough squares, quilt squares, to make 9 quilts. And Maxwell does a program called Quilts of Valor, where a bunch of awesome people put together some patriotic quilts and give them to veterans who have served to honor them. And so it's a really neat program. They make quilts to give to the veterans, the local veterans that we can find and get a hold of that haven't gotten one yet. It's a pretty cool program. Sorry, I'm looking around to see if I could find a better eraser than this one, or at least another pencil with a somewhat better eraser. I'm not having good luck. Oh my gosh, my dog is sitting over on the couch behind me, and I totally forgot she was there. She just moved. Scared me. Huh. Anyway, her name's Gwen Stefani. My other dog's name is Blake Shelton. They're married. So going back with a pencil or an eraser if you can, and erasing down the middle a little bit, kind of makes it look even that much more shiny, because I don't know about you, but when I'm shading, I tend to get pencil right here and I drag it across. So, see if I can get rid of this monstrosity from the beginning. You could almost even like do it this way down the middle to make it extra white, so it looks like a sun gleam coming off of it. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to do the stars. Okay? For this one, something like this, I would probably do maybe red every other one, and then do stars in between, or you could do red stars, blue stars, whatever pattern you think. Did the same thing over here, just a lighter blue. But I kind of don't like how there's the same color blue next to the same blue arc, so I think I'm going to do red, 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 red with blue and stars in between and see how that goes this time. So I might start it with, I'm going to start doing it with the red, actually, just so I know which one's which. So I'm going to go through first and do like a dark red. Every other little section here. And then I'll go back and make it fancy later. But I just want to make sure I don't mess up and put the wrong, like start drawing a bunch of stars in the wrong one. So do reds first. I think I showed you last time when we did an oil pastel one, that if you want, you could put something here to set your hand on so you're not dragging things all over the place. Dragging a pencil all over the place and smearing. I really like it when they disappear into the pile of, into the wormhole over here. It looks cool, I think. Okay. So I eventually, especially on these big ones with the red, I'm definitely going to bring that dark part out farther because it's so wide. But again, right now I'm just kind of doing this to mark what color goes where so I don't mess myself up. Alright, I know colored pencils don't erase that well, so if you want, you can draw stars with a pencil first. I think I'm just going to go for it. Sorry, sharpen pencil. Okay. Alright, so there's two ways you could do it. One, if you know how to do stars already, where you do it like this, up, down, across, 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 like that. You can do that, and then you can just fill them in, but fill them in darker towards the edge, leave that white spot in the middle, and lighter in between, okay? So, like on here, I did them darker here and tried to do them a little bit lighter, and then none in the middle. So it still looks like there's a white reflection to make them look shiny and smooth. Oh no, I just got it all over. Oh well. So I'm going to do another one, probably still the same darkness, and you can either do them right next to each other, or you can spread them out. And I'm going to do mine right next to each other, and then if I wanted, I could add another one here, like it's going off stage, until I'm in here. No, I mean, so it's going off the page. And then I'm going to put the bottom of the stars like right here, like it's, and there's like the top of another star right here, that. So now I have to remember, they have to be white here. There has to be like nothing going on. So this one needs to be super light by the time it gets around there. I told you I'd show you another way to do a star, so I'll do that next. After I do this row. So I'm going to get a little bit darker towards the corner. Actually, this method's working really well for the stars. So if you're not sure, this is probably the best way. Because they're looking pretty good. I'll do one more star here that's super light. So it kind of fades. So when I do my red, it'll make sense because there's like a white piece there. All right, so here's another way to do a star. So to me, stars always kind of look like they've got a pointy, almost like a witch hat with a brim. So I start with that. Like I was going to draw a pointy witch hat with a brim like that. And then if you think about when you do stars like this, where you go up, down, cross, 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 the top lines up with the bottom. So this line right here, hopefully I'm going to get closer so you can see it better. Oh, you can see all my other textbooks. So this line right here would hypothetically continue down straight. So that would be where you could put the other line there. And you just skip that part in the middle. You can connect them. Yay. Okay. But now this line would probably come over here, skip the middle, right? And this one would connect to this one here. You just kind of have to know how the sides would connect to make a straight line, but skipping the middle. And it's okay if this makes no sense to you, just go back to the other way is fine. So then we're missing one line here, right? So one, and go across. So that's one way you can do it without crossing the middle in case you don't want to erase that, or you can't for whatever reason for your project. Or you could do it the old-fashioned way, which is up, down, cross, cross, cross. Up, down, cross, cross, cross. Gotta get lighter. Up, down, cross, cross, cross. Okay? But then again, if you want to try it the other way, it's almost like a witch hat or a party hat with a brim on both sides. And then you just kind of remember that each side is really a triangle for one, and each side lines up with the opposite leg of the triangle there. So that would line up with that. That one would go there and line up with that. That one would go there and line up with that one. That's the way I do them. Or it kind of looks like a Star Wars sign, or not Star Wars, Star Trek sign. Beam me up, Scotty, with 2 extra triangles on it. How many of you guys like Star Trek, I wonder? Or if you like Star Wars, which one you like better? I've always been a Star Wars fan. That's why my son's name is Luke. But Star Trek's alright. It's alright. Don't unfriend me if you prefer Star Trek. Anything involving space is awesome, I think. Did you guys happen to see the meteor shower lately, any of you guys? You have such good views out there with like no city lights. I know that there's a bunch of good spots to see the shooting stars and the meteor showers where you live. We kind of missed the torrid shower because it was so cloudy. All we could see was Jupiter, which is that big bright star up right now at night. I mean, it's not a star, it's a planet, sorry. That's why it's so bright, and it doesn't twinkle. That's how you know it's not a star. It's a solid light, right? But, long story short, the 2 previous nights, we happened to be out there and we saw some shooting stars in that area near Taurus. That's why they're called the Taurids meteor shower. Have you guys ever looked at the constellations and thought, how the heck did they think that that looks like a whatever? The dippers make sense. I get the dippers. But some stuff I would have named something else because I don't think it looks like that, you know? These stars are pretty time consuming, so I do apologize if you decided to be brave and try this journey with me with the stars. They're kind of difficult. This might be the only one that I do with this on it because it's a lot of extra work to add stars. But I think it'll be worth it. You know, you make those decisions when you're doing art projects. Oh man, it would be super easy and fast to do it this way. But if I take longer and I do a really good job and I do this and that and the other, it's going to look even better. So you got to decide the decision, right? But don't forget, there is a art show coming up in January. It's usually the first week of January. It's called the Shades of the Southwest Art Show. And it's in Trinidad. Or not Trinidad, sorry. It's not in Trinidad. It's in Raton at the Old Pass Gallery. And you can enter your artwork for free. Because usually when you enter a professional art show, you have to pay like an entry fee that helps pay for the prizes and stuff like that. But not this one. This one's free. And all you do is take your framed artwork ready to hang with wire. You can't use the sawtooth ones that come on the back of the regular frames. And so what I do is I usually get a frame from Walmart that does have the sawtooth, and then I use a staple gun, or which your parent probably needs to help you with. And I just put one staple on each side of the frame, and the regular frame, and then I take a wire, hanging wire, and slip it underneath each side of the staples, and then kind of twist it. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second, in case you do want to know how to do it, or your parent wants to know how to do it, so you can have it ready to hang. I know January doesn't seem that far away, but it's going to go by fast. Fast, fast. Let's see if I can find a good frame to show you. This one. Oh, no, I didn't do it on this one. Give me 1 second. Oh, I am slacking. Oh, I did it on this one. Okay, perfect. Okay, so say you get like a regular frame from Walmart or dollar store or whatever. You flip it over and you see it has this like sawtooth thing on the back. So you can't enter frames with these because of the way that they hang them. You have to have wire. So what I usually do is I take out the glass so the glass doesn't shatter, and then I have a staple gun, so you guys can have parental supervision to help you with this. And I staple one staple here and one staple here, and then I slip the wire underneath the staple and twist it. And do the same thing on both sides, and then kind of wrap it up so that it doesn't hurt anybody. You want to be careful not to poke yourself. And some people tape it off so it doesn't hurt anybody. Then you can hang it like that. I've also gotten away with taking this piece right here and just hooking a loop of wire there and hanging it up on the loop, because they put nails in the wall and it's hard to find the hole, so it takes forever. So they usually prefer if you have wire, okay? So that's how you can hang them. Anyway, I'm not saying every one of you should put this project in there. I'm just, what I was getting at before I got sidetracked was that you can be thinking about which projects you want to spend more time on and do your absolute super best that you could do. Because I know some take longer and some of them might not be that interesting, or maybe your hand gets tired so you don't want to do your absolute best. But maybe there's other art projects throughout the year that are something you love, your favorite color, your favorite subject matter. You did it in another class, like in your regular classroom, and you want to use that. That'd be awesome. Anyway, so why enter your artwork in the art show? One, because it's fun to get judged by real artists. And two, because you can win ribbons and prizes. You can win money for yourself to go get art supplies or something. And I think the top winners usually get some kind of a plaque or something. So anyway, again, that's in January. It's the Old Pass Gallery, and it's called the Shades of the Southwest Regional Art Show. Something else you can do is if you remember a couple years ago, for most of you, we put our artwork on a website called Artsonia. And your artwork that you put on there is still on there, even if you did it a couple years ago. So it's just a matter of us like setting it up again for you. But on Artsonia, they can submit your artwork to national competitions. So you can win money that way too for free without having to pay an entry fee. So that's kind of cool. And the other thing I like about Artsonia is that it's kind of like a place to have an electronic portfolio, a digital portfolio of your artwork. So you don't have a bunch of papers around all the time, but you know, can keep track of all the artwork you've done. And then say you want to go to school and major or minor in art someday, you can send them the link and they can see all your artwork and see how you've grown. And you can also put videos of your artwork on there too if it's like 3D artwork. Say you did like a sculpture or something and you wanted them to see all the sides of it, but you could only put one picture in, well now you can put a video in, so that's kind of cool too. And it's kind of fun to look back on, just for fun also. All my kids have one, even though I don't teach art anymore in Trinidad. We kind of do some fun art projects anyway, in between. Well, I like that. I think it looks awesome. So here's the one I did last time. It kind of looks like a hot air balloon, huh? And here's my new one. Yay! Sorry, I should have warned you. I'm sharpening my pencils again. Here we go. Oops. Man, it's just eating my pencil. It's not really sharpening it. There we go. All right, so I could keep doing this forever, but it'll be the end of your art time. So what I can do is upload the final project as the thumbnail for this art video, but you can just keep going. You just keep going and choosing whatever colors you want to do. Here's some other options. You could do red and blue. You could do light red and dark red, light blue, dark blue. You could do dark blue, light blue, red, dark blue, light blue, red. Whatever patterns you think will look cool. I kind of like that one. I think I'm going to do red and blue next myself. So I might do one more with you, and then I'll switch over. Kind of want to do like a, well, I don't want red next to red. So that's the other thing. If you're going to do two next to each other, try not to put the red next to red. So I'm going to do blue there, just because it looks better, looks like more contrast if you do different colors. Might not work out how I want it to, but I'm going to try. Art is so fun because it's experimenting with different things, and then, oh, that didn't work out, and oh, that looks awesome, you know? And you did it yourself, and it came from your brain, so it's super special and unique and creative. Turn it over. Oops, too far. just spinning this thing around. Like the wheels on the bus go round and round. Okay, some red. Ooh, this is a different shade of red, so that'll be kind of nice too. It's more like an orangey red. You probably can't tell on there too much, but it is. Now I have the wheels on the bus song stuck in my head. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Inside Out, but it's about a little girl named Riley, and all the emotions in her head are like actual characters. And one of the funniest things I can relate to in that movie is when she starts getting songs stuck in her head, like the Triple Dent Gum commercial. So she'll just randomly start singing Triple Dent Gum will make you smile. That's me. When I get, oh, they call them earworms too. Kind of goes with what we're doing. When a song gets stuck in your head, or like a jingle that's annoying, like oh, 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 O'Reilly Auto Parts. Like when that happens, it's called an earworm. It's like a song that's stuck in your head. Well, our time is about up, so I'm going to finish this last one, and then I will upload my final product. I hope at some point I can see yours. Maybe Miss Sumter can put them on the school website or something for me to see. All right, it's looking good. All right, so I think that does it for our video. I'll upload my final product as the thumbnail. There's an option, but you don't have to do red, white, and blue. Again, this is for Veterans Day. All right, guys, I'm sorry I can't see you face to face, but I will see you soon, hopefully. See you around town. Have a good weekend. Bye.